Today in this video we are going to take up the insect anatomy. Anatomy means the internal structure, the viewing of internal structure or how the systems are working, that we are going to study in insect anatomy. Insect, you know pretty well that insects are the primitive invertebrate organisms which is having 6 legs. It is coming under the phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, and so many orders are there that we are going to take up in a separate video. Already we have discussed about the Coleoptera and Lepidoptera. The other orders we will see in the ensuing videos. So, coming to the external features or the structure of the insect body structure. So, the insect is, the body is divided into 3 divisions. One is called head, as like ours, and rarely seen the neck, and sometimes the neck is not seen. And then the thorax, what we have, the rib cage inside the lungs is there, that is called the thorax in case of human being. The same thing in the, it is always called thorax in insect, thorax. And then the abdominal region, the abdominal region is stomach region. So these are all the 3 divisions. First we will see the, as regards head, the head is a triangular head, and then the mouth is turned towards the ventral side, and then 2 antennas are there, eyes will be there, and then the mouth parts are also will be protruding from the mouth. So that is with regard to the insect head. And with regard to the thorax, there are 3 segments are there. They are prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax. So generally the body consists of exoskeleton. Exo means outer, skeleton means it is not a true skeleton, but the thing is it is made up of sclerites and hard chitinous structures. Those are all called the exoskeleton. So as regards to the thorax, 3 segments are there. In these segments only, the legs will be attached on the ventral side, and on the dorsal side the wings will be attached. And then as regards abdomen, there are 10 segments. So totally 3 pairs of legs and two pairs of wings. Then spiracles also can be seen in the abdominal regions and also in thorax regions. So this is with regard to the external structures. And then now we are coming to the integument, insect integument. Integument means, and we want to tell you another important thing in the external structure. So naturally we have to identify the dorsal side, ventral side, anterior and posterior side. What is dorsal side? Dorsal side means anything, the animal when it is in its natural position or during walking, what is the region faced towards the sky is called dorsal side. So this side is called dorsal side, and the other opposite side is called, or the side which is facing the land is known as ventral side. And anterior side, the animal which moves is the anterior, and the opposite is the posterior side. This is with regard to the external structure. Next we are coming to the integument. So the integument structure, there are cuticular it is divided into 3 divisions. One is called exocuticle and another is called endocuticle. These 2 things are called cuticle, and Below that, the basement membrane is there. The basement is the cellular structures is somewhat rectangular cells are there with the nucleus, and then on the outer side of the exoskeleton, setae will be protruding, and also the trichogen cells are also opening there. That is opening of the dermal gland. That is the backside gland which will be secreting on the exoskeleton. So this is regard to the integument. Integument means in case of human being it is called the skin. In the case of the insect it is called cuticle and basement membrane. These three things are constituting the integument. Then coming to the insect nervous system. So the insect nervous system consists of ganglions and double ventral nerve cord, brain and the double ventral nerve cord. Actually we have the central nervous system, peripheral and sympathetic nervous system in case of human being, but in case of the insect nervous system is very simple nervous system, and then the brain or ganglion, which is supraesophageal ganglion, is known as, this is called supraesophageal ganglion. Two ganglion, ganglion means nerve mass is called ganglion, which is equivalent to brain in case of human being. From that the nerves will be arising, that is called supraesophageal ganglion. That means on the this is the dorsal side. On the dorsal side the ganglion will be, two ganglions will be there, and the two connectives will be there, that is circumesophageal connective or nerve. So there will be two ganglion, here two dot-like structure. From there a curved nerve on either side of the esophagus will be arising, and that is ending in ganglion, that is on the ventral side, that is subesophageal. So through that on the, this is the esophagus, this is the supraesophageal ganglion, and that the circum nerve, and then the subesophageal ganglion will be there in the head, that is on the ventral side. On the dorsal side supraesophageal. So from there double ventral nerve cord, so this is the ventral side, so double ventral nerve cord will be seen. So totally three, that is barring the supraesophageal and subesophageal ganglion, there will be three thoracic ganglions, and the three thoracic ganglions, and then 8 ganglions will be there in 8 segments, abdominal segments. The last two segments are without the ganglion structure, but the nerve, the last portion is supplied by the last ganglion. So from the ganglion the nerves are supplied to all parts of the body. The nerve is meant for stimulus and response, and then it feels the senses, it feels the availability of food, and it controls the whole organisms, and then it is meant for, the brain is meant for hormonal secretions, everything. So this is with regard to the insect nervous system, and also the nervous system is meant for even the hormonal, juvenile hormone, secretion of juvenile hormone and all. Then and ecdysone hormone. Ecdysone hormone means the molting stage, that is in the larval stage, the outer layer will be stripped off, that is called ecdysis. The hormone responsible for that is called ecdysone hormone. So the nervous system is responsible for all the things. Then coming to the insect head, the insect head consists of the so many plates like structure with sutures, with some joint arrangements, that is called the ecdysial cleavage will be there, and then the 3 plates are the important plates. The triangular plates is called a frons, and then the antenna will also be there, and in the head there will be compound eyes, and ocelli, 3 ocelli or simple eyes are there, and then on the side plates is called France, FRO in France, and then there will be clypeus, and in the mouth ending structure is called the labium will be seen, labrum will be seen. The that is labrum is the upper lip and labium is the lower lip, and then the mandibles also can be seen. Then the frontoclypeus that is sulcus, that is joint portion, is also seen. So this is with regard to the structural arrangement of head. And next, coming to the mouth parts, we have for grinding the food or taking the food, that is the main important function of the mouth. So the internal structure found in the mouth is helping to take the food, ingest the food, and then to get into the pharynx, esophagus, like that. So it helps. So mouth parts are very, very important. So the upper portion is called the upper lip, as like the our lip is, this is upper lip, lower lip, like that. Insect is also having upper lip is called labrum, and the lower lip is called labium. And the labrum is consists of 2 division segments, and the labium is called submentum, mentum, and prementum. Prementum, mentum, and submentum. So totally 3 segments are there. From the inner segment there is clypeus and the labial pulp will be there. Then on either side of the mouth there will be cardostripes and then maxillary pulp. Maxillary pulp, the cardostripes and maxillary pulp. So these are all the and also mandibles. 2 mandibles will be there. That is nothing but the grinding teeth is called similar to teeth like structure called mandibles. So this is with regard to the mouth parts. And hypopharynx, what we have called as tongue, it is called as hypopharynx in case of insects. Hypo means above, pharynx means pharynx, the tubular structure, the food pipe starts from pharynx. It is above the pharynx, that is called hypopharynx. So that is tongue or hypopharynx. Next, coming to the digestive system, the insect have well defined digestive system. It is a tubular structure starting from mouth to anus, and then it is divided into 3 parts: foregut, midgut, and hindgut. The foregut consists of mouth, pharynx, esophagus, and then the crop also. Then midgut consists of gizzard, hepatic cache, and then the industrial portion. These things consist of the midgut, and the hindgut consists of ileum, and then rectum, and then Malpighian tubules. These are all called hindgut. So with regard to the digestion and all, that is it consists of and salivary glands, and another one, a pair of salivary glands also present that secrete saliva, and that is the salivary secretion is poured into the mouth. So similar to the human being, here also it has to digest the carbohydrate, it has to digest the protein, and it has to digest the fat. All these structures are that is the enzymes, proteolytic enzymes, and the fat digesting enzymes, and the carbohydrate digestion mechanisms are all available in the digestive system. So next, coming to the respiratory system, the circulatory system. As regards the circulatory system, it is a open tube in case of insect. That is 12-chambered heart. The heart is nothing but a tube with some constrictions here and there. Then each and every segment will be having 2 ostia that is supported by valve. That is, each and every segment consists of 2 valves, that is called ostia. So this is extending up to that is up to 12 chambered. Those totally 12 chambers are there. The dorsal portion, the anterior portion is called, that is towards head. Dorsal vessel is there, that is called aorta. So it is since it is open type, the blood vessel is not a closed vessel, and the body consists of the white blood called hemolymph. It is the bathing on the digestive system and other systems. So it is a liquid type, and that white liquid or white blood enters into the ostia, and then it propels towards the aorta, and then it is by means of alari muscles. The muscles are there called alari muscles that helping for the propulsion of the hemolymph towards the dorsal side, and also it is the hemolymph is bathing in the respiratory system. It is purified, so that purified blood is taken to the aorta. So it is the open heart. It is a tubular heart. It is 12 chambered heart. The dorsal portion is called dorsal vessel, or otherwise called aorta. And each and every heart segments are supported by or connected by alari muscles with the body, with the side body, that is the and the outer portion of the body, that is this is with regard to the circulatory system. And respiratory system is nothing but the body consists of, that is 8 plus 3, totally 11 spirochetes are there. The spirochetes means nothing but in the each and every in the abdominal there will be a opening, will be there in the abdominal side segments, abdominal wall. So totally 8 spirochetes will be there, and then 3 spirochetes are found in the each and every thoracic region. So totally 13 spirochetes on one side, and on another periphery there will be 11 spirochetes. Totally 22 spirochetes are there. That the spirochete is supported by the tubules, that is called trachea, and that tracheal vessels is interlinked with the entire body. So when the hemolymph is bathing on the trachea, the gas exchange happens and the hemolymph gets purified. So that is with regard to the respiratory system. Then we will come into the expiratory system. You know pretty well that there are 3 types of animals are there. That is ammonotelic, ureotelic, and then ureotelic, ammonotelic. Ureotelic means some of the animals excrete in the form of urea, that is ureotelic. Some of the animals excrete the nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid, that is uricotelic. Some of the animals which excretes in the form of ammonia is called ammonotelic. Ammonotelic is very dangerous. That's why it is found in fishes, because the ammonia which is excreted from the fish is bathed by the water or diluted by the water, so that the poison is diluted. This is uricotelic. All the insects are uricotelic. In the case of human being, that is ureotelic. Excreted in the form of urea. So this is with regard, and in the case of human being, that is consist of kidney will be there, and inside the kidney the Malpighian tubules are there, and the nephron will be there. There the Malpighian tubules secretes or the urine, and then it is eliminated through ureter. That is in the case of human being. In the case of insect, the Malpighian tubules are bathing in the hemolymph, and that secretes the uric acid from the hemolymph or the blood, and that is get inside the rectum and it is eliminated along with the fecal materials. So this is with regard to the excretory system. And coming to the next, the last one is the reproductive system. In insects, since the sexes are separate, we have to see about the male reproductive system and female reproductive system. And as regards male reproductive system, usually it consists of the testis. Testis is the organ where the sperm is secreted. That is, here the spermatocytes are there, interstitious cells are there, that is secreting, that is Leydig cells are there that secrete the sperm, and then that is getting into the vas deferens, a coiled vas deferens, and it goes towards the common ejaculatory duct, and then getting out through the gonophore and the muscular structure which is ending in the ejaculatory duct is called adiagus, which is similar to penis in case of advanced vertebrates. And accessory glands are also there. So the accessory glands are helping for the propulsion of sperm and the constitution of sperm, and that is helping. The accessory glands are helping. So this is with regard to the male reproductive system. And as regards female reproductive system, the female reproductive system consists of ovary and then the ligament ovary. All the ovaries are linked because it is so soft, that is called ovarian ligament. And then all the ovarian ligaments, all the ovaries are connected by through a common oviduct. Each and the bunch of ovaries, say similarly 8 ovaries will be there, that is linked together, and a duct starts from that ovary, that is called oviduct. On either side of the ovary there is oviduct, and it is entering into the common oviduct, and the oviducts enter into the vagina, and here the gland is also there, that is called spermatheca. Spermatheca is there, and then accessory gland is there. So this is the accessory gland here helping to bind the ovaries. A case will be formed, and then inside the case there will be some 8 ovaries, ovums will be there. That bound, the function of the accessory gland is to bound that ovum, and then the spermatheca stores the sperm, and the ovary, as regards the ovary, there are as regards insect, the ovaries are 3 types of ovaries are there, and that is called ovariole. Ovariole is the unit of the forming of ovum is called ovariole. There are 3 types of ovary: panastole ovary, and then teleotrophic ovary, and then myristic ovary. So panaistic ovariole, and then telotrophic ovariole, and then myristic ovariole. So 3 types of ovarioles are there. So the other structures are similar, but in the ovarioles may be different from each and every insect. Like that, mouth parts also different. In some sucking, some is piercing, some is biting. So, but the structural arrangements is in the case of mouth parts also. And structural arrangement in the case of the wings also. Wings also have different types in each and every order. So this is with regard to the female reproductive system, and the ovariole is the unit of that is ovum, and ovum starts forming in mother cell, and that ovum is starting is coming towards the common oviduct, and through vagina it is coming, and because of the accessory gland and spermatheca, it is gets fertilized, and it is gets encased and getting out of the body. So this is with regard to the female reproductive system. So ovariole, we have to understand three types of ovariole, that is penoistic ovariole, plerotrophic ovariole, and merastic ovariole. So with this we are coming to the conclusion of this insect anatomy. So we have to understand the basic anatomy of the insect, so that we can have a better knowledge over the insect, and for controlling of insects, and for clear some of the economic importance of insect also we should understand. For that understanding, we should have a wide knowledge of anatomy. Then only we can control the insects in a better way. Or we get a lot of insects are also transmitted. So insects are also acting as vectors. So we can control the insects also, and lot of even economic importance. Some of the insects are also doing help to the, for example, bee, that is pollination is formed by the bee, and also the honey is collected by the bee. Silkworm, that is the silk is obtained from the silkworm. So economic importance, for understanding economic importance, we should study all these insect anatomy, so that we can have a better knowledge over the insect. And with this we conclude this video.